new breed of young entrepreneurs have made the decision to take their destinies in their hands. They are determined to not only improve their lives, but to also positively impact the lives of others. With a burning determination to succeed, they are establishing businesses in diverse sectors of the Nigerian economy, including the media, information technology, entertainment, and manufacturing. This series examines their journey to imminent success. Welcome to the Future Force. Nero Ogheneovo is the founder and CEO of the T-shirt factory. He has a Bachelor of Arts degree in Business Administration from the Lagos State University and a certificate in Enterprise Management from the Pan-African University. Nero began to display his entrepreneurial abilities while still in university, where he started making custom-made T-shirts.
I always wanted to do business. I started the business while I was in the university, producing T-shirts for individuals here and there, customizing T-shirts. And when I finished my youth service, I decided, why go look for a job? Why not continue with what I have with me? And so I decided to structure what I was doing. I decided to change it into a proper business and go beyond just producing for individuals, but also now targeting companies, churches, schools, and that is how it all started.
Nero's initial business strategy included making formal clothing for corporate clients. However, an unplanned series of events led him back to the T-shirt making business.
The first thing we decided to do was to produce shirts for people who work in the bank, people who wear corporate clothes. We did a lot of research and trying to contact people in Italy to get good fabric. And in the process of research, we stumbled upon a website that produces T-shirts. And this was close to Valentine period. And we saw the T-shirts with Valentine inscriptions on it. And we were like, that we could do this here. The company was in London. And we now decided we could do this here. So we pulled resources together, got a tailor, got a printer, told them what we wanted to do. Then we produced the first set of T-shirts. That was in 2007, February. We sold the first set. And we were amazed at how much people were willing to pay for T-shirts with Valentine love inscriptions on it. We were like the first to do that back then. And the response was very good. So it wasn't something that was really planned. We just stumbled into it, and since then it has made a lot of sense.
Nero's primary target market is the private sector, but he's also trying to extend his services to government agencies.
And with the way the business is structured and with the way the image of the business, we appeal more to corporate clients, but we service schools with their sportswear, uniform, or just branded T-shirts, and we also service churches. But most of our clients are the corporate clients, organizations, and right now we're trying to work with the government, one or two things, but our major clients are the corporate organizations.
Nero acknowledges that running a business in Nigeria can be a daunting experience for any entrepreneur. He even contemplated going into paid employment and had a brief stint at an advertising agency. But he was soon back running his business.
Business in Nigeria is tough, and I've always learned in life to be flexible. And there was a time after 2 years, the opportunity for a job came. I worked with an ad agency, but I just lasted about 4 months. Then I came back to the business and continued. So role models, back then and even up until now, I used to do a lot of reading. I enjoyed reading self-help books, business books, spiritual books, and I think part of all that inspired me, majorly, I cannot forget reading Rich Dad Poor Dad way back then, and I've read all the series, and all that inspired me and made me want to do this. And I always want to get things done. I enjoy the process of business, not necessarily because I'm doing t-shirts. At the end of the day, it could be any other business. What I really enjoy is the process of bringing resources, machineries, bringing people, bringing all the resources together to get a job done.
Nero concedes that the early days were difficult, especially as he had to outsource parts of the production process. But his passion for business and a determination to succeed has kept him going through periods of difficulty.
It was tough, really tough. Before we could get any machines, we were outsourcing most of the production, and you have to deal with people disappointing you. You now have to deal with disappointing your clients. It was tough, but I guess it was just the passion that kept me going. I knew what I wanted to achieve, and I just kept on going at it, and it was really tough. But one way or the other, some people, something comes up that encourages you and gives you a reason to keep going.
Every business comes with its own peculiar challenge, and the t-shirt making business is no exception. Nero was faced with the initial challenge of finding a dedicated workforce, in addition to a lack of funds required to purchase equipment. He takes pride in the knowledge that he was able to overcome them, although he anticipates that new challenges will always arise.
Well, there have been a lot of challenges. The thing about business is business is dealing with one challenge after the other. The truth is, when you sort this one out, you say welcome to the next challenge. If you could buy the machines, the next challenge is you need to buy a bigger gen. And when you get a bigger gen, the next challenge, you need to get a bigger space for all this equipment. But a major challenge back then used to be human personnel, the staff, the tailors, the printers. It was difficult at the onset to have people who are willing to come and work with the startup. They would rather you give them the job, they go produce maybe in their shops or somewhere else. But the thing was that they always disappoint you. So the human resource was a major challenge, but well, we thank God we've overcome that. I have very good and dedicated staff that work with me, the best that you can get around. Then also getting the machines too was also a major challenge back then. But with the help of friends, families, we were able to get first the basic machines and kept moving on. So, well, was there any challenge that made me think of quitting? Yeah, one or two, but I guess the passion just keeps you going and going.
The t-shirt factory still faces challenges that include power generation, amongst others. But although the operating environment is difficult, he sees other businesses not only overcoming obstacles, but also thriving in spite of them. He says that this mindset is required if an entrepreneur intends to make a success of his business.
Nigeria is a tough place to do business, I tell you. Well, everyone would say power. Well, that is a major challenge here, because you need power to operate these machineries. You need power. Beyond just operating the machineries, the environment, the sound of the generator alone, it's not really good. So, no doubt, power is a major challenge in this industry. But the truth is, when we look at business in Nigeria, despite the power problem, their business is still succeeding. Their business is still doing good. So the power problem, well, it's there. And we trust. I personally believe the government has started putting one or two things in place. And in a short time, I believe that the power problem would be resolved. But before then, the truth is that business has been going on in Nigeria with this power issue. So we can still do business with the power problems. Another challenge is getting committed human resources. It's, I don't want to use the word difficult, but it's, you really have to be intelligent about the way you go about it, because there are a lot of people who are not ready to work. And there are a lot of people who do not have the kind of commitment you would want. You need people who, especially for a small business coming up, you need people who will be willing to sacrifice, who will be willing to pay the price with you while you are growing. But most of the people out there they just want to work, get paid, and not really having a sense of ownership in the business. And that is why in this industry, some of the businesses end up going all the way to Ghana just to get tailors, when there are a million, or if I use a million tailors here in Nigeria. And sometimes they say it's the mindset that we have here. But like I said, you have to intelligently go, and you have to intelligently know how you go about it. Beyond them, it also involves how you relate with them, how you treat them. That would also determine how committed they would be to you. So getting very good human resource, whether it be tailors, printers, or admin staff, and even the graduates that we have, some of them are not ready to work. I would use that, because when someone said, we did a couple of interviews recently, and you have people sending CVs, not being able to articulate what they can do, and just sending you stuff like, please, I need work, or that is not the proper way to go about it. Then even the ones you get to interview, you still see what they want. The graduate's mentality, I'm a graduate, so they expect that you would pay them a huge amount of money, not knowing that what is more important is going through a particular process that develops yourself, that develops your person. And you take that development anyway, it's still your own self. You can use it and get paid for it even more.
The T-shirt factory's primary marketing channel is via a dedicated website. They also rely on the quality of the T-shirts they produce to speak for the company and ultimately lead to referrals.
You have to go with the trend. You have to go with what is happening right now. Most of our marketing is done online. Most times our clients and customers reach us through our website, www.tshirtfactory.ng, or the flyers that have our contacts out there. And when we get an inquiry, we respond. And what we usually do is for free. We design samples using the customer's or the client's logo, because what we do here is customize, is not what you can buy out there in the market. So each t-shirt or shirt or whatever product we produce, it's in alignment with, I'll call it, it's a brand fit for the organization. So we ask them to send us a brief, send us their logo, send us whatever information that is needed for the production process. Then after that, for free, we do designs, probably send about 3 or 4 different designs, ask them which they would prefer. Then when they pick a particular one, but the truth is that most times after we send the designs, the customers are usually like, they like the whole designs, that can we do X number of this one, X number of that one. After we get after the client picks a particular design, then, well, of course, we have to get the advance payments. Then we order for the fabric. If we do not have it in stock here, we order for the fabric, and we take a lot of time to get the fabric. We work with both the imported and the locally made ones. But one thing we always look out for is quality. We do not use fabric that runs. We do not use fabric that would stretch after washing. And so we take a lot of time to ensure we get the fabric that fits the customer and that also fits what the customer wants to use the fabric for. If it's for children, you can use cotton. If it's for adults, matured people, you can use the Lacoste material or the Royal Queen, which is thicker. So we get information from the client or customer And with that information, that is what we propose, what would be the best fit or the best way we can go about giving them the best quality. After that, then when we get the fabric, then the sewing takes place. We have our patterns, whatever designs, we can combine whatever colors, whatever designs, whatever number of colors, we can combine all that. And when the fabric is laid, we cut the designs. After the cutting, then the sewing takes place. The flap is fixed, the collars are fixed, the hands, the down with the various machines are fixed. After that, then the printing has to take place. And so with the printing also, we take so much time to ensure we print with the best quality print available. We would not print, we hardly use ink, though when it's necessary we do. And when we do, we ensure it's treated properly, so when the client or customer washes for the first time, it doesn't start running, or whenever the client washes, it doesn't run or stain the fabric. So, but beyond the ink, we use some of the best quality prints available in the country now. We use the Flock, the Flex, the Sublimations. These are prints that are, some are suede-like form. You can iron on them. They would not run, they would not stain the material. And so after the print, then we trim, we do the quality control. Even when the sewing is going on and when the printing, we are checking to ensure no mistake has been done, everything has been sewn properly. Then after all of that, when we are sure and we are certain that is good for delivery, we package them neatly and we send them off to deliver.
Although there are lots of competitors in the industry Nero operates in, the t-shirt factory aims to differentiate itself through the quality of their products.
The industry it's a very interesting one. I must say, there are very few people who are supposed to be in the industry, because even though we have 1,001 competitors out there, most of them are people who maybe just tailors, who do not understand the details of producing, well, not just t-shirts, but the entire process of producing something that fits a particular organization, something that would be in alignment with what the client wants or what the organization represents. And so we have a lot of people who will be willing to do a very clumsy job for a ridiculous amount of money and end up doing a job that is not too good. But there are just a few who really understand what the entire process is about. And so the industry, it's a good one. We have a lot of contractors in it who go source jobs for very high amount of money and now seek and look out for companies that will produce them at very, very cheap rates.
Nero Ogheneovo is a young entrepreneur striving to run a successful business by providing products of the highest quality.
First, there are a lot of competitors out there, a lot. And I would say the good thing is that a lot of them do not produce quality. And we decided to, after doing our own research and doing our own visibility report or market analysis, we got to see the two major problems in this industry is the production of quality and delivery on time. Those are the two major problems. The quality produced by most of the people in this industry are not too good. They just want to put a t-shirt together, they don't really care about the quality, or they don't really care about how long it would last. Most times they just produce it for a particular day or a particular event, but we are much more concerned about after the event. If the t-shirt is for event or if the shirt is for event, after the event, you can still use the t-shirt and go out. What we believe is that the clothes, the branded clothing that we make is actually a form of advertising. It's a walking billboard. You may not afford to do an ad on a billboard, but just wearing a branded company t-shirt, well done, with your company names or maybe the website at the back, and you move from the islands to the mainland, there are quite a number of people who would take notice of what you're putting on. I like when I wear our own branded t-shirts or shirts, the people who walk behind me and taking note of the website. So there are people who do not understand the details of all those things. So they just go ahead and produce whatever they want to produce. So in the industry, there are a lot of people, a lot of businesses, but very few who will be able to give you the quality and the high standards that is required for a very good organization that knows what it's doing.
Nero is a beneficiary of the You-Win program, an initiative by the federal government of Nigeria that provides funding and mentorship opportunities to small businesses. He attests to the fact that being an awardee has had a positive impact on his business.
My most significant achievement as of date, I would say it's being part of the few entrepreneurs in the country that won the You-Win award, in which the federal government of Nigeria set up a business plan competition where they invited entrepreneurs to be a part of. Well, it was by the grace of God, and then again because we had something on ground to show that we were working and we were the kind of business that was serious and could partner with the government in the development of the economy and also employment of young people. So that is one major thing that has happened to the business. No doubt it has affected it positively, and it has enabled us to expand, get better machines, produce better quality products. So it has really been a good thing. Unlike the perception not everyone, but we used to have about the government. The government is not doing this, the government is involved in this wrong thing or the other. But even we, the awardees, are surprised at how effective the program has run and how the government has kept to its own part of the contract. It's amazing, and we thank God for it. So that is one major thing that has affected the business positively and has made me say we're on the right track. Let's keep moving. Beyond the grants you get, because getting the grant, it's not all there is to it. Beyond the grants, you get training which you need to properly run the business, and you also have monitors. You're given monitors who come to you from time to time to check and ensure what you're doing is you're using the grant properly, and that will help you be in check. That will keep you in check to ensure you run the business properly. Then after that, you also get mentors. You're given mentors. I was with my mentor last week or earlier this weekend. You get mentors who also guide you and show you how to effectively run your business, even when you get to learn one or two things.
Nero also has fond memories of meeting Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, the President of Nigeria.
A few of the You-Win awardees, the first set, organized the thank you event just to tell the government thank you, because we're really grateful for what the government has done. No doubt, businesses have been affected positively, and so we organized the thank you event. The Minister of Finance was there, and we had some of our products on display. And also, I made the t-shirts for the event. Everyone was wearing the t-shirts that were made by T-Shirt Factory, and she really liked them, and she took some of the products to go show Mr. President. And while we were about leaving Abuja, we were called back that the president was really impressed and he wanted to meet a few of us. So about 8 of us were selected, and we met the president and actually gave him a You-Win shirt branded Goodluck Jonathan. and also a centenary shirt as well. It was a good experience being at the villa. It was nice.
Nero has the following advice for any entrepreneur looking to enter the t-shirt production industry.
I would advise go and learn, not necessarily sewing. If you can sew, it's good, but learn the basics of operating the machines. But beyond that, go learn how to operate the business. It's important. When I started, it was just raw passion. We just went into the business and not knowing the details of how to run a business, but we just kept going at it. But it was when I went to business school, Faith Foundation, then to EDC, I just saw I was really doing a lot of things wrong. So the training is very, very key. It's very, very, very important. Don't brush and go ahead and do it. Go get trained. It cannot be overemphasized. Go get trained. You need not just the training for the particular industry, but you need training on how to properly run a business, setting up the various departments, the various structures, the various systems, the various processes. That is very, very important. If not, you would like I used to say, you would end up trekking up and down in Lagos and you won't achieve anything. So the training is very, very key. Go get trained.
Nero's vision is to make the t-shirt factory a household name in Nigeria. He also has plans to expand into neighboring West African countries.
T-shirt factory in Nigeria in the next 5 years. Well, we're gradually getting to what we wanted to achieve. We want to be one of the first few brands to be remembered, or that will come to the mind of every Nigerian when they talk about branded clothing. But beyond that, I've started eyeing T-shirt factory Ghana, and we see there is a lot of potential here and also the West African region. There's no limit to how far we can go. We just keep going and keep giving our best. We've come to see that when you keep producing quality and when you are involved in doing very good client service, you keep going and keep growing. Even as at now, we get minimum of 5 people every day who inquire and want to know. So it is beyond just doing this in Nigeria. We are currently now looking outside of Nigeria.
Nero Ogheneovo, the founder and CEO of the T-shirt factory, is determined to be a future force.
My name is Nero Ogheneovo. I'm the CEO of T-shirt factory Nigeria, and I'm a future force.